he ever rolled on. He didn't roll on any of his former compatriots.
Oh, so the guy was an agent?
No, meaning an agent, like a sports agent, and I think he was in the music business. And that's the only guy he ever informed on. He never informed of any made guys in the life. He never put anybody in jail. And he has a show which other people consider dry stitching or stitching, but I don't agree. Would you consider like a guy like Franzese?
I mean, at the end of the day, who's you really ratting on if it pertains to him? But again, there's no honor among thieves. Like, again, who's sitting and called the shots? Who did he really hurt? Like, I've heard so many different stories. Did he rat on his father? Is he really not his father's kid?
Yeah.
His father's 105, he's getting out of jail. He's a born-again Christian. He had oil. He had this. Who gives a shit? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then there's another guy that's on a lot. He's getting popular now.
But who do you know and who do you follow? I
have nothing against this man. I don't know him, so I'm going to put it out there. But it's like listening to when you say something like watching paint dry, if watching paint dry had a sound.
Which guy?
That Calandra?
Oh, Jimmy Calandra, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
That was you didn't know him, right? Growing up?
I don't know him. I have nothing against him, but it's painful to hear. Okay. Because his stories, Sammy's very entertaining. Sammy's
on cue, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Franzese, I remember when I did him, you could see he was very polished.
Oh, very.
So he talks very very calming. You would never know he had a mean bone in his body. Don't know if he does or he doesn't. But this Jimmy guy, insane.
Interesting.
Johnny Elite is like what? Johnny Elite is a character. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he keeps it going. He keeps you. I don't know if his stories are true, not true. I'm not here to He keeps you interested. This Calandra guy, he's just.
Well, I'll give you.
Red Bull.
I'll give you my take, and I say to the drama, and I disclose where I can. So I got friendly with A-Light, and one of the challenges I have with John is and again, I'll give you the positive, and I'll give you the negative. The positive was I met him in a diner, and we were working on a project together, and a captain and a soldier walked in from I think they're the Lucchese's, and and he, and this is after he rolled. He didn't get up. He wasn't nervous. He wasn't twitching. He wasn't like shoddy. Like, he wasn't over, like, I'm not saying he was running around hugging these guys, but he kind of stood his ground a little bit. Like, he wasn't like, Tom, you got to go, or hey, Tom, fuck you. Like, he was very like even keel, right? And then they saw him, they already ordered their coffee. They threw a 20 and they got up, right? Not because they were scared, just didn't want to be around him. So I'll get, and I've been out with him socially where we saw people and like he didn't back down, right? My challenge with him, and I got to catch up with him, is there's a lot of stuff that he brought up over the years that are hard to reconcile. Like, he went to Castellano's house, he went to the Ravenite a little more often than he said. So there's certain things that even as a friend I have some challenges with. But you're like me. You're like, oh, it's entertainment, or it's, you're probably full of shit, but like, fuck it, do you, right? But a lot of these mobologists, a lot of these mob people that watch, he's getting eviscerated online. I mean, Ramona, it's rough. I
don't know if it's, to me, if his stories are true, not true. I've met him. He was very charming. The guy's in great shape, so I don't think he's probably he didn't care if he got up, because I'm still think he'll probably fight with the best of them. He just gave me that, that vibe. But he's entertaining. Again, I have nothing against this guy Jimmy, but I can't. What I mean? I'm very I have to be like, when I want to sit there, like, if I want to meditate, I'm gonna meditate with music. Like, he's very again, if watching paint dry had a sound, it would be him. I don't know if his stories are true. I can't get past. I can't listen to more.
Well, what, and again, to bring it up and forth, and I don't know Jimmy well. I never had him on the show. I never talked to Jimmy. So, like, the full disclosure there. That was a crew that, not him. He was, I believe, in the car or there when they were robbing a house in Staten Island, and the woman died when she opened the door. Tommy Reynolds shot her, and unfortunately, a woman died during one of the robberies. And he rolled on the guy. I believe he rolled on the guy that shot the lady.
All right. Well, long story short, this just shows you how much I know nothing about this.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was in Staten Island in your time. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, no. because one of the people that were involved was one of my childhood friends. And went to jail, and he wound up having his own situation, and he dated my sister, and that was a whole to do. And he wound up, finding peace in his life now. Some people saying, that he ratted, was it the best decision for him? Probably because he has a very good life.
Yeah, 3 out of the 4 rolled. He was 1 out of the 3. And are you still friends? Are you still friends with him?
And that's another thing. They were leaving him for dead. God gave him a second chance. He's in Florida. He has a very good life. Yeah. I have nothing bad to say about him. Are you still
friends with him?
Am I what?
Are you friendly with him or no?
Oh, if I see him, I have nothing against him. You know what I'm trying? He chose to do what he did. That's his choice in life. And again, God gave him a new opportunity, and he's doing very well. But that just shows you how much I don't know about this guy, Jimmy.
Wow.
And again, I have a boyfriend, and we don't fight about anything. He listens to this Jimmy. And I'm like, look, get him off because I can't. Because I'm either I'm in a zone, or I'm very 1, 2, 3. He makes my skin crawl. Again, I wish the man the best. It's just his stories, Tom.
Yeah.
They're annoying.
Hey, hold on. Code of the streets. You're right. Lefty was a man's man, never betrayed the oath. Ramona talked about him earlier. We'll post this for those that missed part of that. All right. So you get older, and then you get approached. Hey, we got this show about kind of women that were directly or indirectly involved with the life. And, that's how we kind of met up. What was your initial inclination and expectation going into Mob Wives?
Well, Mob Wives, I was asked to do first season. I had to refuse it for personal reasons. And as I watched it, for the first season, and I was able to do second season, I was really happy because I was infuriated while I was watching it because I didn't like certain things that were happening. And, as you do TV, you become a victim of such things as editing and whatnot, because a lot of things that took place, Karen, if we were in the street, would never stand for. Not saying we're tough people, but at the end of the day, certain things you just don't do. You know what I mean? But it makes great TV. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and the whole editing thing and, hanging out with people you would never even let try on your shoes in real life. You know what I mean? So it puts certain people together that, might have a common ground. You really don't, but again, it makes good TV.
Yeah.
So second season I did it. It was very lucrative, but there were certain things that just can't sit there and buy you. You know what I mean? I just something left.
You did 3 seasons?
I did 2, and I quit after that because there were certain things in between the circle, and I love money. Money's great, helps you support your family, but I ain't selling my soul for it. And at the end of the day, certain things that took place that, it is what it is.
I know that story, and we cannot discuss it here because there's still certain stuff that stays in the friend vault. I took my oath to Ramona.
It is what it is, and you know what it is, and what could you do?
So, all right. So you do the whole Mob Wives thing, right? And you get some celebrity, get some notoriety. Retrospect, do you regret it?
No. It helped me support my children. Honestly, there's nothing ever really regretted that I did, Some people regret marriages. Some people regret things that took place. But I think things in your past, if there could be learning experiences, they could be bad situations, but they're going to ultimately lead you to where you got to be.
Good point. So, okay. So you do the show, you pass the show, you do all that great stuff. And one of the things about you, and I always appreciated is and was, you could have, and we both know this, you could have done a lot more. You could have made a lot more money. You could have did a lot more things, but you would have had to uber compromise yourself. You know what I mean? I like the fact that you were like, you know what? It was a good run. Let me get out of this. You could have stayed with it. There's a lot of other stuff you could have done, spinoffs, book deals, all that stuff. You stayed true to yourself, right? So are you okay with those decisions that you made by staying true to yourself and maybe having less zeros in the bank? Or do you maybe regret not maximizing it enough at the time?
I just feel like, health is wealth. And sometimes when you compromise, a lot of people don't really understand what you're doing to your body per se. Yeah. And without really getting into a whole other subject, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And what that is a nerve condition and autoimmune. And a lot of that comes from